Ever wonder what you can do with those extra eggshells in the trash can if you're not planning to compost them? So eggshells have a ton of calcium in them. So we're going to try to utilize that. And you're going to want to set your oven to a low temp, 250, 275, and then you're going to slide them in the oven and let them bake for 10 to 15 minutes. Once the eggshells are cool, break out your blender, and I went ahead and ground them down for about a minute. You want to create as fine powder as possible. So for garden applications, I love to use this ground eggshell powder around peppers and tomatoes, especially these plants that require a lot of calcium. And you want to apply it around what we call the drip line. And this is if your plant was to be rained on, where the water drips off the leaves onto the soil. And there you go. Store it on your potting bench until you're ready to use more later.
Grab an eggshell, fill it with soil, and plant a seed. Place it on your windowsill, and now you've got a seedling that can be planted directly into your garden. Eggshells are full of nutrients too. Grab a sleeve for trading cards, fold your seed packages in half and slide it inside. Put them in a duotang, and now you've got a super organized seed book. Grab a milk jug, draw the following lines, cut it out, and now you have a shovel that is perfect for scooping soil into pots. Press a mini muffin tin into the soil, and now you have evenly spaced markings for planting your seedlings. I hope these easy garden hacks inspire you.
Did you know you can get a jump start on your spring gardening by digging through your recycling bin? Grab yourself a milk jug or an apple cider jug, and just below the level of the handle, you are just going to cut a line around, but not completely around. You want to create almost a little bit of a hinge. Essentially, what we're going to be making here is a little greenhouse for winter sowing. You're then going to make a couple holes in the bottom for drainage just in case. Then you're going to want to take some good quality potting soil and fill them up almost to your cut line, but not quite. Seeds don't need to be too deep in order to grow. Once you've got that in, you can water it in a little bit if your potting soil happens to be a bit dry, and then sprinkle in whatever seeds you'd like to start. I'm using some spinach seeds here, and then you can either push them down and cover them up, or you can add a little bit more soil on top and water it in again. Then you're going to want to pivot the lid back over, kind of sealing it up as best you can, and then put them in a nice sunny spot. And the goal is that they're going to stay cold, and then once the weather warms up, the seeds will begin to germinate and you'll already have a jump start on your seedlings. Next, you can get your old pruners that maybe you've left out, put them in a solution of half white vinegar, half water, and let them soak overnight. You'll literally see the rust the next morning. Then pull your pruners out, use a nice bristled brush to get off any remaining rust spots, and then just grab yourself some kind of lubricant. I've got some WD-40 here, and you're going to want to apply that to any of the hinging parts of your pruners. But going ahead and getting your tools looking great in the winter gets you ready to jump right into gardening.
Do this and you'll save yourself a trip to the grocery store. After cutting up my green onion, celery, and lettuce, I placed the bottom ends into a container of clean water. I added 4 toothpicks to each of the celery and lettuce ends so they were suspended in water. I placed the food scrap containers in a warm area with lots of natural sunlight, and I replaced the water every 4 to 5 days. After about 4 weeks, I had a whole new batch of green onion, and before you know it, I'll have celery and lettuce too. The green onion was so flavorful, and it was delicious on top of our homemade double stuffed potatoes.
Don't throw those milk jugs away. Take that cap and drill some holes in the top. Put some nice clear water in there, and it's great for your plants. You can see how much water you have left, and it gives you the perfect flow. Let's grab a lemon right out of the tree or off the ground. Cut it in half. You can use this after you take out the inside, and we're going to put some potting soil in there. Once you get it all filled up, put your starter in there and give it some water. Once you buried it up, it will decompose, giving it some nutrients. Perfect little starter. Now we're moving on to those plants out front. Go ahead and put some holes in there. Use a drill or a knife. Dig a hole, stick that bottle inside. All you need to do is have the cap showing. Once you get it buried up and packed in there, take the cap off, fill it with water. It's one of those slow waters, but it will get down deep inside the roots. Saves water, makes your plants look great.
I had a very old and large flower pot, so I started with some Rust-Oleum spray paint in the color cement. Decided to add a gingham ribbon. Now these flower pots are really large, and it takes a lot of soil sometimes to fill these up. Grab some pool noodles. Cut the pool noodles into small sections. Place all of these sections into the flower pot, and it takes a little bit of arranging to get them into the flower pot the way you want them to look. You could stop here, or I'm going to add a pizza pan to the top of the pool noodles. The water will be able to drain around the outside edge. I add some soil to the top of the pizza pan, and then it's time to plant my flowers.
Hosta are great plants. They're so easy to grow and divide if you want more. Most of them are deer, rabbit, and disease resistant. I have a lot of hosta at my house, all different varieties for sun and shade. I think the biggest question everybody has about hosta is which variety should be planted in the sun and which varieties are for the shade. The answer is the lighter the foliage, the brighter the sun. So you would plant golden or chartreuse hosta in full sun. The variegated leaved variety would go in sun or shade, and the blue-leafed variety are for full shade. The most popular variety that you see are the variegated, such as Minuteman or Liberty. These can be planted anywhere and will thrive. The soil for hostas should be slightly acidic and have good drainage. But with a little care, they will mature in 4 to 8 years, and some will grow into massive plants. The best time to divide a hosta is in the spring before the leaves unfurl, but you can really divide them in any season as long as it's not really hot outside. To begin, place your shovel at the base of the plant and dig down about 5 inches. You want to dig around the entire perimeter of the plant, then lift it out of the garden. Hosta have very shallow roots, so it's very easy to dig. To divide the hosta, you lay it on its side and then place a garden spade in the middle of the root ball. A garden spade is different than a regular shovel. A garden spade has a flat bottom. Now you want to press down firmly on the spade with your foot and split the hosta. You can continue to split the hosta as many times as you like. You just need to make sure that each new plant has roots attached. Now you need to plant your new little hosta plants. You want to dig a hole a little larger than the actual plant. Hold the leaves up and fill the hole with soil. You want to remove any leaves that have broken off and water well. Recut the ends of any leaves that you removed and arrange them in a vase just as you would with flowers. This display will last for weeks.